What's up, guys? It's Wade from Was Gaming, and I'm coming back at you with another Warhammer 40k Tacticus video. In my last season arena report, I promised a comparison with Aethana, I think that's how people are pronouncing her, and Haarken. So I am on my main today, and we're going to look at both of my characters, and I'm going to compare them for you. So first up, we got my Haarken. So my Haarken is sitting at Silver 1, as you can see. Got some skill ups into his skills, and I have him unlocked at 3-star Legendary. Okay, so then we go down to my Aethana. Got her currently sitting at Epic 1-star, so this will not be a complete direct comparison, but I do have her at Silver 1 as well. Now you'll note in the equipment, or whatever you want to call this part, I call it equipment, even I guess this is equipment up here, but you know, level up materials or whatever you want to call it, these parts right here, you'll see that I do have her on one of the damaged ones complete in Silver 1, and the rest aren't complete. And then if you go look at my Haarken here, I do have one in the damaged one as well, but I also have one in the health. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, the first two here, this one and this one, are the first two on the left are health upgrades, the two in the middle are damage, and the two on the right are armor upgrades, and that's pretty much for every character. So if you look at this, his health is a little bit higher, but that is because I have the health upgrades. So if you go look at my Aethana, and you can see the health upgrade, she would get 76 more health if I had the same, if they were even with how many they have equipped towards Silver 2. So with that being said, let's look into this. Now, what does my Aethana lose because she's not 3-star Legendary? So obviously, if you guys didn't know this, you can click here and look at what they actually gain. So basically, this is the big stuff. If I were to get her to 3-star, which hopefully by the end of the event that we got going on right now, I will get her. I'll definitely have her at 2-star Epic. Hopefully, I'll get her to 3-star Epic. But you can see the difference that Haarken has is 10% health, 10% damage, and 10% armor difference. So a decent amount extra for her to gain once I have her literally at the same level as my Haarken. Now, the Ascension to Legendary doesn't do anything as far as base stats go. That just helps the abilities out, gives the abilities a buff. And I think the abilities here are clearly in Aethana's favor. So, you know, and basically ability-wise, we're just kind of looking what the general ability does. So that's not really going to affect this comparison. But when we do this comparison, please understand that she does have essentially two 10% boosts in health, two 10% boosts in damage, and two 10% boosts in armor for them to actually be fully compared. So this is not a full-on one-for-one comparison. But even without that, I think, you know, you can kind of clearly see what I've been talking about in the arena videos, where I do kind of think she is a Haarken replacement. I know I've seen other people do videos on Aethana when she first came out, and people are like, oh, she's not very good, she's not a Haarken replacement. Well, guys, my arena videos are saying different. Maybe that Haarken hasn't been fully replaced, but the big people, the whales in this game, the best players in this game are building Aethana, and there is a reason for it. And I do actually think she will, unless you want to run like a really fast mobile team, which I don't really think this game, there's a couple maps in Arena that maybe the mobility will be a bigger part, but for the most part, the game is more tactical in where you're, you know, with you choosing, you know, who to hit and whatnot. It's not really tactical in, like, there's not a huge advantage to movement. There is a slight advantage. Like I said, there's some maps where there's, like, you know, some plateaus and stuff that your other characters that don't have flight and stuff have to move around and that type of thing. In that, the mobility is a bigger deal. But, you know, I don't think, like, super high mobility teams are going to be arena meta or anything like that. It's not like you can hit and then run away and that kind of thing. At least, you know, not until Tau come out, because I'm sure that'll be part of their nonsense. But with that being said, you you know, you could use them together, but I do think eventually she transplants Haarken from those teams. I think she kind of just takes over his role in a lot of these top 10 or top 25 teams. So with that, let's look at where my Aethana is. So if you look, she's got 181 damage, 968 health, and 206 armor. We go look at my Haarken, and my Haarken is sitting here with 945 health, so less health, and he does have that health upgrade. So if you saw on hers, I think it was 76. So already above him in health, already above him in damage, and the only thing she's falling behind on him right now is armor. But again, guys, she has 2 to 10% boosts in those, so she's going to be quite, do a decent amount more damage. Her health is going to be quite a bit higher than Haarken's, and I think the armor probably ends up being a wash. I think if you did the 10% and the 10%, you're looking at close to 240 something armor, so the armor is going to be a wash between the two. I think the armor is going to be about the same, but she's going to have more health, she's going to have more damage. With that being said, Haarken does have the benefit of being a 4-hitter. He does 4 piercing hits. Now, Aethana does 3 piercing hits, so I think the damage actually ends up being pretty much close to a wash as well. It might favor Haarken a little bit more, although, obviously he's got if he crits, he's going to do more damage just because he has more multi-hits, so you have a better chance of getting a higher chain with him, with the crits. But with that, I mean, even if you say damage is a wash, armor is a wash, she's coming out on top with health. And not only is she on top with health, she's coming out on top with movement, because she does have movement speed 4 or 5 compared to his movement speed 4. They both have flight. Every once in a while, his Let the Galaxy Burns, going to give him a little bit of a boost. So he might slightly when it's all said and done throughout the averages, he might slightly out damage her, but it's not going to be a huge difference. And if you've been playing Haarken, you'll know that Haarken for the most part doesn't really one-shot stuff, at least in Arena. And I think where Aethana really starts to trump Haarken is when we look at the skills, right? Haarken's active is decent, but it's not great, right? Like, it lowers armor, but guys, if you're playing an Arena, a lot of times it's like, how can I one-shot stuff, right? And Haarken doesn't one-shot stuff, and Aethana's not going to one-shot stuff either, but they're both good finishers. But I almost never use this ability in Arena. In campaign, I use it a lot because, you're well outnumbered in the Chaos campaign, so getting the guardsman to run away is nice. But other than that, this ability doesn't get used that much. Part of it's because I don't have his ability level to where he is level-wise, so it's really a step down in damage when I use it. But his ability's meh. Now, her active ability, if you don't know right now, I believe it's bugged. It's not doing the piercing damage it says it's doing, plus it's a little weird. So we go over to her and look at her active ability. It's a little strange. It does damage to 3 characters in a row, but like the positioning's kind of weird of how it works and that kind of stuff. And like I said, right now, I think one of the other content creators, might have been Tuna, put out a video showing that it's not doing piercing damage right now. So there is a little bit of a bug with that right now. But, so maybe you say Haarken wins that, but again, you're not really using Haarken. I'm not using Haarken's ability anyway. I don't think a lot of people are anyhow. So where the big difference, and I think this is a huge difference, is the passive. And so if you look at her passive, one of the things I've found out is you can see I have my passive leveled up to level 21 currently. As you can see, I am investing in this character right now. She's the #1 character I'm working on for building. As you can see, that crit rate actually goes up. Base, it says it's a crit chance of 15%. Now, as you can see, I've got a level 21, and it's gained 3%. It's up to 18. Now, I don't know where this tops off at, but I have a feeling it tops off around 25%. It might be like 23, 24, somewhere in that range. Maybe. If they like nice round numbers, it'll top off at 25%. That's a huge thing, guys. Your team, your whole team, like, if you position well, your team, when you attack on your turn, all of them are going to benefit from this buff. Or at least most of them. Again, you have to position her well for it to work, but if you do, even if it only goes up to 20%, a 20% crit chance on characters that usually have 35% crit chance is a huge buff, guys. They're gonna crit a lot more often, and then not only that, but it is a damage buff as well. They do more damage, and then if they're an Eldari character, they do even more damage. And this takes Calandus from being like, okay, you know, she's got about a 2/3 chance of critting, to like, no, she's going to be critting, you know, even if this goes up to 20, you can get Calandus, I think, up to 65%. I think that's the max if you get her with legendary gear and all that stuff. You're looking at 85% crit rate now with her if she's in this buff command. That is huge, guys. People are using her at high level of play with her not even built. You know, not really building her, just because of the base 15% crit percentage that she's giving out. That is a huge buff, and that, in my opinion, really elevates her over Haarken, because Haarken's buff, while nice, it's a nice self buff when he kills stuff, rarely comes up in Arena. I mean, it's rarely the difference between you winning and losing Arena, because stuff dies so quick in Arena. You like, even at high, like in high level play, Arena is what, 2-3 turns max, right? You kind of position to get a nice alpha strike on your opponent. They come in. If you're using Calandus, you get an Overwatch, probably kill something or do tons of damage to something. You finish that character off. Your rest of your characters run in, and your opponent has like 1 or 2 characters left. Their turn goes, and then your turn 3, you finish them off. Like, that's really how quick Arena kind of goes. Very rarely does Haarken's ability, you know, really show its head in Arena. So Aethana really has that bonus. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make this video, show you the difference between the two, and really just show you how they do kind of fill a similar role. And I just think Aethana is the way to go. If you're going to only focus on one, focus on her. Now, with that being said, you are going to have to build Haarken for the Chaos campaign, and Haarken is still a really, really good character. I'm not saying not to build him and not to use him. I'm just saying in Arena, in regular Arena, and I think even in live Arena, that even though it's capped out at common, like, her buff is that good that I think you're going to start seeing her in live Arena. I mean, with this last live Arena, I saw her a decent amount, but I think the better players are going to be using her in live Arena too. It is a little tricky. She takes a little bit more skill because positioning is hugely important for her, but, you know, the payoff is super nice. Now, yeah, you're relying on RNG, and I guess with her ability, you're kind of more putting into relying on that RNG, because you're taking out maybe somebody that would do damage to have her in there. But her damage that she does is enough to make up for, like, she's not just a full support character. She does a decent amount of damage. She's not a one-shot character. She's not going to one-shot stuff, but she does a decent enough damage because it's piercing. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make this quick video, give you the comparison between the two characters, tell you what I thought about the two characters, and that's really it, guys. So go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me why I'm wrong if I'm wrong. And as always, guys, you know, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm at like 209, 210 subscribers. I don't know exactly where I'm at. Somewhere close to that. We are trying to get to that 250 so I can do my next giveaway. So if you enjoy my content, watch my videos, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and guys, you know, as always, I'm looking forward to your comments. I love to hear any, even critiques and that kind of stuff. I'm new to this, so I'm working on it, you know. Definitely have a lot more to work on, but I always appreciate hearing your guys' comments. And with that, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic day.